cage is locked, and the stakes have never been higher as we dive into the explosive UFC Vegas 116 card, where Aljamain Sterling looks to prove the doubters wrong against the surging Youssef Zalal. We are breaking down every single matchup from the gritty grappling of Norma Dumont to the high-stakes potential of Rafa Garcia and the relentless pressure of Montel Jackson. You need to know exactly who to target for your DFS lineups before the first bell rings.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLume 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Disaster strikes the scorecards as Chris Padilla faces a crushing blow to his undefeated record after the Florida Athletic Commission officially denied his protest following that chaotic scoring error at UFC 327. Despite overwhelming media consensus that Padilla dominated the bout against Marquel Medeiros, the official result remains a majority draw, and we are breaking down what this means for his trajectory in the Shark Tank of the lightweight division. The pressure is suffocating in the welterweight division, as UFC play-by-play voice Jon Anik warns that a loss at UFC 328 could derail a fighter's career for years. Sean Brady and Joaquin Buckley are both staring down a brutal reality, where back-to-back losses will effectively slam the door shut on their championship dreams in one of the most talent-stacked weight classes in the entire promotion. Disappointment hits the UFC 328 lineup hard as former champion Jan Błachowicz is forced to withdraw after suffering a torn meniscus in training camp. With the spot vacant, Bogdan Guskov is already stirring the pot with a bold callout of Paulo Costa to settle their heated rivalry in the octagon. If you want to stay ahead of all the breaking news and fight card updates, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for all our latest notifications. Ever feel like the betting lines for the UFC are just begging to be exploited? Welcome back to Drake's Takes, where we're pulling the curtain back on UFC Vegas 116. We've got a massive card, and I've broken down every single fight to help you crush your DFS lineups. With a 2026 track record of 115-37, you know the analysis is sharp. Let's dive straight into the main event. People are sleeping on Aljamain Sterling, but I'm not. Despite Youssef Zalal's recent resurgence, Aljo has been in the fire with the best of the best. His experience and control-heavy grappling are exactly the kind of edge that makes him the ultimate underdog play this weekend. Don't ignore that value. Moving down the card, look for Norma Dumont to grind out a win over Jocelyn Edwards using pure wrestling, though it might not be a high-scoring DFS darling. In the lightweight clash between Rafa Garcia and Alexander Hernandez, I'm siding with Garcia's ability to take this to the mat. That's where the points are hidden. For the sleeper pick of the night, keep your eyes on Adrian Luna Martinti. His power is dangerous, and he's primed to ruin Davy Grant's night early. Montel Jackson is another must include. His sheer physical pressure against Rayani Barcelos is simply too much to ignore. Now for some volatility. Marcus Almeida versus Ryan Spann is a classic kill or be killed matchup. While Błachowicz has the grappling edge, I'm leaning towards Spann's knockout upside. Meanwhile, trust Rodolfo Vieira to hunt a quick submission and Jafel Filho to exploit Cody Durden's vulnerability on the ground. When it comes to the rest of the card, Francis Marshall is my play against Lucas Brennan, and I'm taking a slight flyer on Victor Valenzuela over Max Griffin in what should be an absolute war. Before you finalize those lineups, head over to the DraftKings UFC Lineup Optimizer to test these combinations. Salary relief is the name of the game if you want to stack your roster. If you're into prop betting, make sure you're comparing lines against our projections at the channel YouTube Picks and Props tool to ensure you're getting the best value. This sport is all about finding those tiny edges that the public misses. Take these picks, do your due diligence, and let's turn this weekend into a profitable one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more breakdowns, and tell me in the comments, are you riding with the underdog Sterling, or do you think Zalal pulls the upset? Let's get after it. Imagine winning a fight in the octagon, walking out of the arena thinking you've kept your perfect streak alive, only to have the rug pulled out from under you an hour later. That is exactly the nightmare scenario Chris Padilla just lived through at UFC 327. What started as a celebratory majority decision, win over Marquel Medeiros, quickly spiraled into a bureaucratic mess that has left fans and fighters scratching their heads. The Florida Athletic Commission officially denied Padilla's protest, meaning the commission is standing by the corrected scorecards, which turned a hard-fought victory into a deflating majority draw. It's an incredibly tough pill to swallow, especially when you look at the context of the fight. Medeiros wasn't just being outpointed. He was actually deducted a point in the third round for repeated eye pokes. When you add that penalty on top of the performance, it's no wonder that every single media member on MMA Decisions scored the bout in favor of Padilla, with most even leaning toward a dominant 30-26 scorecard. To have the result flipped after the fact creates a massive sense of instability for the athletes who risk everything to step inside that cage. While Padilla technically remains unbeaten in the UFC, that 5-0 record he was chasing has slipped through his fingers because of a clerical error that has no business happening at this level of professional sports. It really makes you wonder, if the judges and commissions can get the math so wrong in the heat of the moment, how much faith can we actually put in the integrity of the scorecards moving forward? I want to hear your take. Did the commission drop the ball, or is this just another unfortunate part of the fight game? Drop a comment below to let me know, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the chaotic world of MMA. At the end of the day, a win should be a win, but in the UFC, sometimes it's just a paperwork nightmare. Ever wonder what happens when two surging contenders suddenly find themselves standing on the edge of a career cliff? UFC 328 is serving up a welterweight showdown that is far more than just another fight on the main card. We are talking about Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley, a high-stakes collision where the loser might just see their championship dreams evaporate into thin air for the next 2 years. Legendary voice of the UFC, Jon Anik, isn't mincing words about this one. Both men are coming off tough losses and are desperate for redemption. Brady is looking to bounce back from that stinging defeat to Michael Morales, while Buckley is still shaking off the cobwebs from being neutralized by Kamaru Usman. Anik is vocal about his belief in both of these fighters, noting that they both possess that rare championship DNA. But here is the brutal reality of the 170-pound division. It is an absolute shark tank. With guys like Islam Makhachev sitting at the throne and a murderer's row of killers waiting in the wings, there is zero room for error. Anik hit the nail on the head when he said that losing 2 straight in this division is basically a 2-year death sentence for your title aspirations. This isn't just about winning a fight, it is about keeping a career alive. Brady walks in as the betting favorite, but if we have learned anything in this sport, it is that the betting lines don't matter once that cage door locks behind you. So, who do you have? The technical prowess of Brady or the explosive volatility of Buckley? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the biggest fights in the game. At the end of the day, in the UFC, you are only as good as your last performance. And for one of these guys, history is about to get very, very complicated. Have you ever felt like the universe is just conspiring to keep you out of the cage? Just when we thought we were set for a massive showdown at UFC 328 in Newark, former light heavyweight King Jan Błachowicz has been sidelined yet again. Jan took to social media to break the news, and it is honestly heartbreaking to read. He described the moment it happened, just a wrong position during a final sparring session that resulted in a torn meniscus. He's clearly beyond frustrated, even joking that he's had more surgeries than the board game character Cavity Sam. But here is the silver lining. He's already been under the knife, he is on the road to recovery, and he is adamantly claiming this isn't the end of his story. Now this leaves us with a major problem. What happens to his opponent, Bogdan Guskov? Well, Guskov isn't just sitting on his hands. He is already pivoting, and he is swinging for the fences with a callout directed at none other than Paulo Costa. Guskov's camp is playing the angle that Costa has been vocal about his disdain for Russian fighters, and frankly, it is the kind of narrative fuel that creates instant heat. Guskov basically told the press, "Hey, you've got a problem with Russians? Well, here I am, and I'm ready to sign the contract." Costa actually fired back on social media, clarifying that he has nothing against Russians, but he's definitely holding a grudge against Chechen. It is a wild turn of events for a fight card that lost a major headliner. Do you think the UFC will actually entertain a Costa versus Guskov matchup, or is this just noise in the wake of an injury? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button for more updates on this developing story. And remember, in this sport, the only thing more unpredictable than the fight itself is what happens when the cage door stays closed.